Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle. Here we talk about marathon training, and today we are talking Saucony Endorphin Speed Force. Pull them up right here. Voila! This for me has been a really much needed reintroduction, very refreshing reintroduction to a line of shoes I hadn't run in a long time. And I'm very happy that I've returned to. So if you like running content, maybe consider liking and subscribing, but let's talk about my first impressions of the Endorphin Speed Force. So the shoe itself, I'll just tell you a little bit more about it. You have kind of a textile mesh upper. It is super duper breathable. It was really cold on my run this morning towards the beginning, and I could literally feel the breeze kind of coming through the toes, the holes in the toe box on my socks. Granted, it's like 20 degrees Fahrenheit, so pretty darn cold, but the mesh upper is definitely super duper breathable. Looking forward to it in the spring. Apparently it is updated. I would say, full gusseted tongue, you get a good lockdown, which is, I'll talk more about that later, but that's been really something I've been looking for recently. Yeah, overall, no complaints. A really firm heel. Everything else is really soft. Yeah, great upper. Moving down from there, you've got some Power Run PB midsole, and then caked between two different layers of Power Run PB, you have a winged nylon plate. This shoe really kind of reinvented, I think, the speed, race day, tempo, steady, easy day, long run shoe. I really can't say too much about how this shoe, I think, reinvented the all-in-one type of shoe. And that kind of, I think, comes down to using a really soft midsole. The Power Run PB is spectacular, and the nylon plate gives you a bit of stability, a bit of pop. It takes away some of the sinking feeling and gives you a little bit more of what you want in a speedier race day shoe, while also getting a lot of cushion. In this specific model, you do seem to have a little bit more cushion than what I've felt in previous ones. I'll talk a little bit more about feel in a second. You do have an 8mm drop. It's a 36 to 28 millimeters heel to toe. And the outsole is similarly placed rubber, but you have they've gone with a redesign on kind of this lattice crosshatch design on the heels. I mean, it's not crosshatched on the heels, but up here you get it in the forefoot. I've run on dry pavement, so it's not been an issue. I know that people have had issue with traction in the past, and it does seem based on, I just read the review from Believe in the Run, and a couple other places, Running Warehouse had a pretty good review, and it does seem like people are really getting on a lot better with the, in general, updated Saucony outsoles, and I think you're gonna have a lot better time with this than you have in previous versions. So yeah, that's the build, and now I guess we can talk a little bit more about how it fits and how it kind of rides, because I think that's what really people care about, and this is what could be make or break on whether it's a good shoe for you. A little bit of backstory I think is appropriate here. For me, I've really struggled in the last probably 6 or 7 weeks to find a good daily trainer that I was getting enough of a heel lockdown. I did enjoy the New Balance More V4s that I ran a ton of miles in, but then was looking for a new shoe to kind of replace that. Invincible 3s went on sale, and I was excited, purchased them, ran about 100 miles in the Invincibles. And while I love the ZoomX midsole, I love the idea of the Invincibles, loved the version 1, I was just having a lot of kind of slippage in the heel, and it became really noticeable on longer runs. And I don't know if that's what's caused kind of my heel, ankle, soreness and pain. It doesn't hurt that much while I'm running. In fact, it kind of goes away a little bit unless I'm really focusing on it. But then I just get really sore a couple hours afterwards and throughout the week. So it's something I'm managing while still, sticking to my plan until things, get to a certain point of pain. But that was a really long-winded way to get to the Endorphin Speed Force. I was very lucky to get my hands on a pair when I went hunting for a replacement for the Invincible 3s, and I knew right away when I slipped in, the heel lockdown is great for kind of a narrow foot like myself, great heel lockdown, a good lockdown in the midfoot. I will say it does feel slightly snug in the toe box width. I don't have any problems with like the height, I guess, all of it, but definitely a little bit tight in the 4-foot toe box in terms of width. But that's also, well, no, that's just what it is. And then a pretty accurate, I would say, true to size length. This is a 10.5, and I normally run at a 10.5. And I definitely have kind of that, fingertips bit of wiggle room towards the end of it. I've been thinking I may end up getting, honestly, the exact same pair, but a half size down for race day. I just like a snugger fit on a race day, and I don't mind having my toes crunched a little bit if it means I get kind of a perfect fit in the heel and 4-foot, or more mid-foot and heel, as that tends to be my problem. So running in this shoe, I've done a 5-miler easy. That was just a day one that all the footage in this video is from. And then this morning, I actually ran a 16-miler. That was kind of a progression. The miles were all relatively easy / steady. I hung out around 930s for a bit and then got a handful of kind of 850, maybe a couple like mid 40 miles in there just because I was kind of cruising, and everything felt good. Everything felt good in this. I'm still feeling my ankle thing, heel kind of pull thing, but the lockdown definitely felt better, and I didn't come away from the workout thinking I've done more damage. I feel the same. But the cushion definitely feels heavier in the heel in these. If you're a heel striker, and you're looking for a shoe to do everything in, I gotta say this shoe's pretty amazing, because the cushion in the heel is just you really notice it. You notice it right away when you slip into them. And then I would say as you progress in speed, you can get a good pop from the 4-foot roll off. I guess there's like a speed roll technology, right? That's what they call it. But I do think you can get a good pop off the 4-foot as you pick up speed. But if you're taking it easy and you need that cushion throughout the shoe, I think that's also all present. So yeah, really an amazing shoe for doing a little bit of everything. So what else would you want to know about this shoe? Yeah, I'd say if you loved the 3s, I did not run in the 3s. I did try on the 3s with these, and I did one shoe, the Endorphin Speed 3s, one shoe, the 4s, and you definitely have a little bit more, I think, of an aggressive feel in the 4s as opposed to the 3s. I think the 3s were a little bit more leaning towards the daily trainer vibe, whereas the 1s and 2s were more like a speed day shoe that worked as a daily trainer. I think they've gone a little bit more back to the speed, which makes sense. It's the Endorphin Speed. So I guess that's a good thing for most people. I think it's a little bit more of an aggressive shoe. It still has a pretty narrow fit, similar to all the other Endorphin shoes. And yeah, it will retail at $170 in the US, I think, in the next handful of days. So yeah, that's all I got for you. I think it looks really cool. The shoe feels great, and I'm honestly just excited to have a shoe that I think is gonna really help me continue on the build that I'm on. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully you got something out of this video. Definitely a casual first impressions. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions about them. Hopefully I can help out. And happy running out there. Stay safe. Enjoy the miles. Peace.